So the next single was Out of the Blue. That got higher than the first two, peaked at number 3.
Yep.
And the next one, Foolish Beat, peaked at number 1.
Yes.
And which is amazing because usually you peak high and then fall off. But here you went 4, 4, 3, 1.
Yep.
And then when Foolish Beat went to 1, becoming your first Billboard number 1, it set a record for the youngest artist ever to have written, produced, and perform a Billboard number 1 single. And if you don't believe me, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Or look behind us.
Yeah, and you know, I always felt like ballads were the easiest to produce because I always said they produce themselves. You have to just get out of the way and
Were you still recording?
feature the song.
Were you still recording in Fred's studio?
I was.
So when you look at this is the Hot 100 for June 25th, 1988. And you see your name is on top of Michael Jackson's name.
Crazy. And by the way, I was obsessed with that too, with the Billboard charts, of seeing who I was sandwiched between week to week. Because again, I mean, these were concerts I was going to and posters that were on my wall. And
But look at this for a second. Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana, written by Michael Jackson, produced by Quincy Jones.
crazy.
Together Forever, not written or produced by Rick Astley. The Jets, Cheap Trick, didn't even write The Flame, produced by somebody else. But here you are with your name, both in parentheses and not parentheses, meaning that you were the producer and the songwriter of the number 1 song.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild.
17 years old.
Thank you.
So the album, certified 3 times platinum in America and worldwide, has now sold over 5 million copies. You know, we can keep saying, amazing, unbelievable, awesome. But it really is to think about that.
Well, what's crazy is, you know, it was a really grassroots story. I mean, there was no, people go like, how'd you get your break? And it's like, there was no one moment. It was just, it's like a good old-fashioned American dream hard work story that we had. We didn't know anybody special. We didn't do anything special. My dad was working for TWA Airlines, and he was stuffing all the mailboxes with the request lines for the New York area radio stations. I mean, it was just very grassroots.
So that's it. That's how, now we know how it happened. It was all the TWA.
It was
phone
Joe
calls.
Gibson, yes.